For this project, you'll want 12 gingerbread men. I cut mine out with my Cricut, but you can go online, get a template, copy it, and then cut it out with scissors. Next, I'm going to use a stamp set. This is from Peachy Keen Stamps. Unfortunately, they are no longer in business, but you can go online and get some cute inspiration and just use a fine liner or a Sharpie to create your own little faces for your gingerbread men. I'm going to stamp this using Tuxedo Memento Black ink because it is alcohol ink marker safe. Next, I'm going to take my favorite white gel pen. This is a Jelly Roll, and it is the best white pen I've ever used. I love it. And I buy these at Michael's. So I'm just going to create some little icing along his head, his arms, legs, and I think that's it. Just his head and his arms and his legs. Next, I'm going to use an alcohol ink marker from Ohuhu, and in the number 6 marker, and I'm just going to fill in the little heart cheeks and nose. Next, I went through my button stash and I was able to find a bunch of these little mini buttons. I believe they came from Walmart in a package, and I can't tell you if you can get them now or not. I've had buttons in my stash for a really long time, but I think that they still sell the mini ones. And I was able to find red, green, and white in this size. So I'm just using some hot glue to hot glue these on. It's looking pretty cute so far. Next, I cut out these bow ties on white paper and just use my alcohol ink markers to color them in. That way I didn't have to cut out a whole bunch of different ones in different colors. Just cut them out in white and make them the color I want. Next, I'm going to use some craft glue and just glue those down. And these tweezers I got from the Dollar Tree in like the automotive section. They came in a, I don't know, I think there was like 4 different kinds of tweezers. But these ones are kind of the pinchy ones, and they work great for small paper embellishments. So then once I get all 12 of my gingerbread men dressed, I'm going to get some baker's twine. This baker's twine I bought from Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square section. And I'm just going to measure out the length that I need for where this is going. Next, I'm just going to use, or actually I got the middle there so that I knew kind of where to start. And then I'm just going to use some hot glue to glue the gingerbread men right onto the baker's twine. And I'll just space them out however I think they need to be spaced. And here's a look at how it turned out. There will be a final reveal video at the end, so stay tuned. So, thanks for stopping by. You've stumbled upon Jujube Crafts and More. And if we're friends, you probably knew that. But if we're not friends, and maybe this is your first time, then I should introduce myself as Sarah. Sarah with Jujube Crafts and More. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you find inspiration and crafty goodness. I don't know. Just making stuff up as we go here. No, on my channel, I am a budget crafter. So I like to take things that are cheap and make them pretty. That's what I do. So if you want to see more things like that, you might want to hit that subscribe button. Well, right here. I don't know where there's going to be a subscribe button here and a bell over here. Hit either one of them. Hit them both. Oh yeah, sometimes I share my art on my channel too. I love to paint and draw and other things like that. So sometimes there will be uploads like that. So either enjoy them or pass them by, whichever you'd like to do. Won't hurt my feelings either way. Of course, I'd rather you watch them. Really. So that's all. But if you like my channel, like my content, like the things I'm doing, give me a thumbs up, help my channel to grow bigger and bigger. And yeah, that's about it, I think. What else? Anything else? Can you think of anything? If you have questions for me, leave them down in the comments. And as always, all of the items I'm using today will be listed in the description box down below. So let's get back to crafting. For the second DIY, we're going to take one of the small wreath forms that you can buy as a 2-pack from the Dollar Tree. And then I bought some of this garland a couple of years ago from Joann Fabrics. And I'm just going to wrap this whole entire thing of garland around this wreath form. Once that's done, then we're going to move on to some of the other elements that I'm going to add to this wreath. So I cut out 4 of each of these little kitchen tools. I cut these out with my Cricut, but you could definitely find stickers that would match this theme, or you could print out different kitchen gadgets and then just cut them out, and I just layer them on top of each other to make them more sturdy, so it's more like a chipboard piece instead of just paper. But you definitely don't have to have a Cricut in order to do little crafts like this. So then another element that I'm going to add to my sign is another little sign, and I wanted to do a buffalo check pattern on this, but I wanted to do it in pink. So I'm going to do a pink buffalo check pattern. And if you would like a more detailed tutorial, I know there's a ton out there on buffalo check patterns, leave me a comment down below and let me know that you're interested in seeing a more detailed tutorial on this. And the final reveal, this is like the best part, removing the paint and seeing how pretty it looks. And then I'm just going to add a layer of Mod Podge over the top of my paint just to protect it, because it will be going in my kitchen. Next, I cut out this Baking Spirits Bright on my Cricut using the font Magnolia Sky. I love that font. It is beautiful. And I'm just going to transfer it using Cricut transfer tape. And make sure that you get it right where you want it, because pretty much usually once it goes down, it's down. So you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room. As an alternative to the Cricut, you could use regular stickers. There are the transfer letters and stuff that you can buy from the Dollar Tree. So you could paint this on. There's lots of other options to the Cricut. I know a lot of people don't have a Cricut, but you don't have to have one. Although I think that they are a really good investment if you have the opportunity to get a cutting machine. So next I wanted to add a little gingerbread man or gingerbread girl actually. I ended up using a little girl to my sign here. And so I had picked up these little silicone gingerbread ornaments off of Amazon, and I'm just picking out one that I wanted to use on my sign. So I can just cut off that top little hanger piece, and now she is not an ornament anymore. And then I'm going to use this quick grip glue that I bought from Walmart to try and attach this little gingerbread girl to the sign. Now, because these are silicone, they're really like difficult to glue onto stuff because the glue just slips right off of that silicone. So I did put this quick grip glue on, let it dry overnight, and of course she fell off. And so I would suggest either putting something heavy over the top of it overnight, or like what I did was I just re-glued it, and because the glue had already dried on the back of the silicone, it had something more textury to grab onto. So for my wreath, I wanted to add a couple more of these little gingerbread people. And to do that, I'm just threading some of this floral wire from the Dollar Tree through their necks. Well, that sounds so morbid, but I just poked little holes with that wire, and then I'm able to attach them to the wreath. Because I had tried hot glue, and hot glue is a no-go for these guys. So I just decided to do it this way, and it worked great. So I'm just going to attach all my little pieces using that same floral wire. That way I can take off the elements when I want to and reuse this wreath throughout the year if I want. And it is a little more time consuming doing it this way. You could definitely hot glue these paper pieces on and they would stick perfectly. I think the only problem is those silicone gingerbread people. The glue just does not want to attach. And then I am taking some of this pink gingham or buffalo check ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to attach my little sign to the bottom of my wreath. And originally I thought I was going to do it like over the top and then just hot glue it all down, but I ended up going through just that bottom rung of the wreath, and it worked out perfect. And I'm just hot gluing that together. Next I'm going to create a bow. And I'm using this sheer ribbon that I believe came from the Dollar Tree. And it is just a basic bow. So again, if you want more bow tutorials, I know there's a ton out there, but if you want me to do any bow tutorials, let me know and I can probably come up with a few to show you. And again, I'm just going to attach that with that floral wire. And now this cute little wreath is ready to display in my kitchen. So here's a look at it hanging on the wall. Again, at the end, I will do a kitchen reveal. So our third project, that's all we're doing today, is just a really simple project. I am taking this red gingham fabric that I had in my stash, and I am just gonna put this over the top of the little, this is one of those little jars. I think they came in 4 different colors. There was like red with a blessing on it, and then gray with a chicken. I can't remember the other colors, but I think there was a couple others, like maybe a pink one. Anyhow, so I had bought these, and I just wanted to kind of cover the top of it to make it look a little more, to match my theme. in my kitchen, and the red gingham did that. So then I'm just going to tie that on with some twine, and then I'm just going to attach one of these little gingerbread guys to the front with some more twine. I'm just going to knot it, keep it simple, and I do that to 2 of these little jars. Super easy, super simple, but just super cute, and just adds a ton of character and charm to my kitchen. So here is the reveal of my kitchen in my gingerbread theme for this year. So this is like the entrance to my kitchen, and you can see that ancient box underneath. My house is built in 1979, and that is an intercom system that actually still works, and I love to torment my children with it. So especially my 12-and-a-half-year-old who is in total teenage mode, I like to blast her in the mornings with some song and some craziness, so she hates it. And here's my little gingerbread houses that I made out of the bird houses. And I just added some of that car, I think they're like microfiber car cloths or whatever in the white. So I just added that down to look like snow, and then added in some little elements that I got from the Dollar Tree, the little trees and the truck, and then added a couple of the gingerbread people. And here's where I have those little jars on my stove. And here's my little phone recipe holder. And I made these 2 wreaths as well for these cupboards. I didn't tape that, but there's just a very basic little wreath that I made using some of that boxwood garland that I showed you with the other wreath, and then some of the greenery from Walmart and some of those little gingerbread people. I think they turned out really cute. And then here is my little gingerbread sign. And then my 2 youngest daughters did gingerbread houses out of Pop-Tarts this year. They turned out really cute. And here's the garland across my window. And I made those curtains as well. They're like a pink gingham curtain. So those will transition really nicely into Valentine's Day as well. And then I found some of these little window clings from the Dollar Tree that I put on my window. This is actually the only window that faces a different direction in my house. Actually, there's 2, but most of my windows face only one direction in my house. It's very weird. And kind of an overlook of my kitchen altogether. And here's a look at my tier tray. I wanted to put this in here as well because it's in my kitchen, but it's not necessarily gingerbread theme, although I do have a couple little gingerbread guys down there at the bottom. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me in this series. I am so thankful and grateful for you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a safe and happy day. Until next time, guys. Talk to you later. Bye! If we're friends, oh, that's not gonna be good. Ooh, okay. Hello, there's a tassel in the way. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sarah. Hi.